Hello, Journal Club. I am Amoria Hurd, and today I will be presenting on the association of vegetable and fruit consumption patterns with cognitive function in older people with different BMI ranges. And the findings are from China. Up first, we have the objective. The objective of this study was to examine the relationship between vegetable and fruit consumption and cognitive function in older adults while considering differences by BMI and gender. The authors aim to fill the gap in knowledge about the combined effects of BMI and gender on the relationship between diet, which includes fruits and vegetables in this case, and cognitive health in older people. Study design. The study used a cross-sectional survey design. The participants were older adults aged 60 years or older, and after applying exclusion criteria, a total of 5,798 participants were included in the final analysis. The participants were selected from 4 cities in Anhui Province, China, and they were chosen to represent the north, south, east, and the west of the province. And then the communities within these cities were then randomly sampled, and that included urban and rural areas. The inclusion criteria included residents aged 60 years or older with the ability to cooperate with the survey. The exclusion criteria included those with severe hearing or speech impairments, those unable to complete the cognitive function assessment, and those with missing BMI related data. The relevance of objective to population. The objective is directly relevant since China faces rapid population aging, which makes cognitive impairment a major health concern. And then older adults are the group at most risk for mild cognitive impairment and dementia. So they are the appropriate population to study. Moving along to methods. Again, the study used a cross-sectional survey design. The data collection included face-to-face interviews, questionnaires, and on-site physical measurements, including height and weight for BMI. Cognitive function was measured using the Chinese version of the mini mental state examination. Vegetable and fruit intake was measured through a self-reported frequency questionnaire. And then any additional variables such as socio-demographic, lifestyle, health status were collected through standardized tools including PHQ-9 for depression and the 88 scale for disability. Data. The data results were broken up by BMI categories. So for underweight participants, there was no significant association found between fruits and vegetable consumption patterns and cognitive function in men. In women, the rarely eating vegetables or fruits pattern was associated with lower cognitive function in unadjusted analysis, but the association disappeared after adjusting for covariates. In normal weight participants, in men eating vegetables without fruits or rarely eating either was associated with a higher likelihood of cognitive impairment compared to those eating both fruits and vegetables daily. In women, no significant association remained after adjustments. Moving on to overweight participants. In women who ate a high amount of vegetables and a low amount of fruits was associated with an increased risk of cognitive impairment. And other patterns were not statistically significant in men or women. Obese participants. No significant association were found between vegetable and fruit consumption patterns and cognitive function in either men or women. Data summary. In older adults from Anhui, China, the effect of vegetable and fruit consumption on cognitive function varied by BMI and gender. Low fruit intake was linked to higher cognitive impairment in normal weight men and overweight women, while no significant effects were seen in underweight or obese participants. These results suggest that dietary strategies for cognitive health should be considered both body weight and gender. Conclusions. The authors concluded that vegetable and fruit consumption is linked to cognitive function in older adults, with the relationship varying by BMI and gender. No significant associations were found in underweight or obese participants, while normal weight men and overweight women show better cognitive function with higher intake. These conclusions accurately reflect the results and highlight the importance of considering BMI and gender when designing dietary interventions for healthy aging. I agree with the conclusions because the authors accurately reported where associations were not significant, highlighted the role of BMI and gender, and reasonably emphasized policy and intervention implications for groups that may benefit most from higher vegetable and fruit intake. Moving on to strengths and limitations. For strengths, the study focused on BMI and gender differences, providing insights not addressed in previous studies. The study used reliable tools to assess cognitive function, for example, the mini mental state examination. The study collected data from a large representative sample, reducing random error and improving reliability. For weaknesses, the study used cross-sectional design, which prevented determination of casualties. The self-reported vegetable and fruit intake may lead to misclassification or reporting bias. Limited generalizability due to China-specific dietary habits and a small sample in certain consumption groups. The study did not account for some potential important variables such as physical activity, medications, or detailed mental health status. And lastly, the findings may be influenced by regional dietary habits, genetics, and environmental factors, which require validation in other populations. How to improve? To improve the study, a longitudinal design with more objective dietary assessments and inclusion of additional factors such as physical activity, mental health, and medications would strengthen causal inference and reduce bias. For future research, they should explore mechanisms linking diet, BMI, and cognition, test interventions to increase vegetable and fruit intake, and include diverse populations to improve generalizability. Multidimensional cognitive assessments and consideration of lifestyle factors could provide deeper insights into promoting healthy cognitive aging.